Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. So we're going to continue with surface area. And remember last week when we did surface area of rectangular prisms, we basically were just finding the area of all the faces and then putting it together. Okay. So today we are going to transition into surface area of triangular prisms. Okay. Now let's think about what a triangular, I'm going to draw a generic triangular prism here. Okay. It's made up of two triangles and three rectangles. Okay. So your objective here is to find the volume of a triangular prism. And we're going to take this and we're going to find the area of each of these surfaces, and then we're just going to put them together. Okay. Now there's not one given formula that we can use for this, kind of like when we found volume of a triangular prism. Okay. Um, Did I say volume? I'm sorry. When we found volume of a triangular prism, we were able to use a single formula. When we're finding surface area, we're going to find the area of each of these surfaces and just add them together. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. Okay, here we go. Now, what we need to keep in mind, okay, we're first thing we're going to look for is we're going to look for the two triangles that we have here. Okay, because we have again two triangles and three rectangles. Okay, what's the formula for area of a triangle? Area equals base times height divided by 2. And what's the formula for area of a rectangle? Area equals just base times height. Okay. Now we're going to take let's look for the two triangles here. Okay. I've got a triangle right here, and I've got another one right below it down here. Okay. Now the thing is, these two triangles are going to be identical. So truthfully, I don't really have to find the area of each of them. I can find the area of one of them. And because there's two of them, just multiply it times 2. Okay, so let's focus on, first of all, remember, look for this right here. This is the right angle, and that's where it shows the height. Okay, so if we look at the triangle that's highlighted in blue, we've got a base. Well, think about this. If this height is 4, it's the same down here. So this is also 4 feet, isn't it? Okay, so let's take area equals base of 3 times a height of 4 divided by 2. So area equals 12 divided by 2. So the area of each triangle is 6 feet squared. Now, how many triangles do I have? I've got two triangles. So I'm going to say the area of those two triangles together, I'm going to take this and multiply it times 2. So the area of those two triangles, the triangles equals 12 feet squared. Okay, we're done with the triangle portion of this. Now, we've got to find the area of the three rectangles. Okay, here's where it can be a little bit tricky because all of these rectangles are different. Okay, we're not just going to find the area of one of them and then multiply it by 3. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's see. I'm going to find the area of this rectangle that's in orange. Okay, so let's do that. Rectangle, I'm going to do it over here. Okay, rectangle 1. All right, so area equals base times height. Well, the base is 4. And what's the height of this rectangle? This is 1. This is also 1. So this is easy, right? Area equals 4 times 1. So that area is 4 feet squared. Okay. Now let's take a look at finding the area of, sorry, this rectangle. All right, so let's take a look here. We've got a base here of 5 and a height of 1. So we'll call this the rectangle 2. Okay, so area equals base times height. Area equals 5 times 1. So this area would be 5 feet squared. Okay, and now let's take a look at finding the area of this last triangle. I'm sorry, this last rectangle. So this one right here is what we're focusing on this time. So we'll call this rectangle 3, and area equals base times height. So in this one, the base is 3, and the height is also 1. Okay, so 3 times 1, so area equals 3 feet squared. Now, what do you think we're going to do with all of these areas? Because we want to find the area of the entire figure, all of the surfaces together. So we're going to add 12 plus 3 plus 5 plus 4. So 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. And 20 plus 4 is 24. So the surface area of this whole thing would be 24 feet squared. Okay? It's really not that hard when you break it down into all these different shapes. Okay? All right, guys, I'm going to put another example up here. I want you to pause the video, and I want you to solve for the surface area. Okay? Erase this one, and we're going to try another one. Okay, so here's what I got. I've got this triangular prism. Okay, and again, I have 2 triangles and 3 rectangles. Let's start with finding the triangles. Okay, so let's go ahead and knock this triangle right here on the bottom. Let's knock the area of that one out. Okay, so I've got area equals base times height divided by 2. So area equals, what's the base of this is 4, and the height is 3. And again, it's going to be the same for this one up here. Okay, so 4 times 3 divided by 2. And just like the last one, we have 12 divided by 2. So the area of this is 6 meters squared. And times 2, because there's 2 triangles. So the triangles equal 12 meters squared. Okay, we're done with the triangles. Now let's go ahead and focus on the rectangles. Okay, so let's start with, it doesn't matter, let's just start with the one on the bottom. Okay, we'll start with this rectangle right here. Okay, and we know that the area, formula for area of a rectangle is base times height. So we'll do area, we'll say or rectangle 1 here. Area equals base times height. So the base of this is 4. Now, be careful because you see this 3 over here and you might assume that that's the height. Guys, the height of this figure is 4. So if it's 4 here, it's also what? It's also 4 here. Okay? So this area would be 4 times 4. So this would be 16 meters squared. So we found rectangle 1 area. Let's look at rectangle 2. Let's go to this one up here. Find the area of this rectangle. Okay? So this is rectangle 2. Area equals base times height. Well, I know that if this is 5, this is also 5 down here, and the height is 4. So I've got a base of 5 and a height of 4. So area equals 5 times 4. So the area of this rectangle would be 20 meters squared. Okay? And then lastly, let's go ahead and find the area of area of this rectangle. Okay? So let's start with our formula. This is rectangle 3. Area equals base times height. Okay? Well, the base of this one is 3. And what's the height? Height is 4. So this area equals 3 times 4. This would be 12 meters squared. Okay? And now, what's important? What I need to do is take all of my areas, this one, this one, this one, and this one, and I do what with them? You add them together. Okay, so 12 plus, you can do it up here. 12 plus 16 plus 20 plus 12. Okay, 2 plus 6 is 8 plus 2. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, plus 2 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Okay, so the surface area of this entire figure would be what? 60 meters squared. Okay, really not that hard, guys. A lot of work to show, and a lot of formulas. Okay, but all we're doing is we're taking this triangular prism and we're breaking it into all the different shapes that it make it up. Okay, watch this video as many times as you need to, and tomorrow look for your assignment, and we'll go from there, guys. I hope you have an awesome day. God bless you.